Morning everyone, and welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we discuss all things entrepreneurship and running. It is a deceptively cold and moist morning. Temperature is about 4 degrees, but there's a lot of moisture in the air and I'm really cold, hands and feet very cold, so relatively tough running conditions. And it's Saturday summary today, where I give you the weekly update on my journey as a serial entrepreneur. So as always, if you like this episode, please give it a like and a subscribe, and let's get started. So, weekly update. This one is a strange one actually, because before I'm starting this vlog, I actually don't really know how the week has gone. Which sounds bizarre, but it's been one of those weeks that are just so busy that you kind of lose track of where you're up to, and you sometimes have to take stock, because I always talk about this vlog about being how you kind of overcome stress, overwhelm and anxiety using exercise. The exercise and the vlog gets me through this stuff, but we all experience it no matter how systemised, how productive we are. We still feel these same emotions, and it's how we process them that counts. And the reason I say that is I do feel like I've got an overwhelming amount of work on at the moment, but fortunately the way I prioritise my workload, it stops me getting to overwhelm as much as it perhaps could do, but that doesn't mean to say that I don't get frustrated by things not moving forward as quickly as I would like them to. So I think there's an important point there in controlling stress and overwhelming anxiety, but it still exists, and it's about how you manage that which counts. So without further ado, I'll go through each business, where we're up to, I'll give you an update, and then we'll assess how good or bad the week has been. Okay, so Property Empire Investments, the deal sourcing business. We took no sales this week, but that's to be expected because we've got a new process in place now, whereby when we're getting our properties lined up with the government-backed agency, there's a period where they're analysing the deals. So we don't sell the deals prior to getting approval from the government agency. Okay, so that is something that's changed dramatically in the process, but it stops you doing so much work up front and selling deals that you can then fall out of bed. So something we've learned. So we've got a target to take on 2 new deals every week, and we've met that target. So we had 2 deals last week, and we sold 2 last week, which is great. This week we've got 2, I think maybe even 3 deals agreed, but none yet sold because we're waiting for approval. So hopefully they'll be ready to go live next week. So when you look at it from that perspective, it's been positive because it's in line with what we've projected. And I think if ever you're in line with your projections, you suppose you have to look at that from a positive standpoint, because it shows that you know your business and you know what to expect from it in terms of revenue. Another big move, we've brought our project manager, a full-time project manager into the business, who's going to be doing all the viewings, the schedule of works, liaising with contractors, site visits. That's on top of the existing resource we have in that area. So we've got 2 other guys that are kind of running that as well. But when you're doing kind of 17, and we've got probably another 5 or 6 that are about to drop in to the refurbishment program, there's a lot of refurbishments to manage. So we needed the resource, so we brought it in. The good thing is that our break-even point is still 1 deal a month. So well, significantly less than 1 deal a month. The overheads for the business is currently sitting at around about the kind of 3,800 mark. Okay, and we sell a deal for 5 grand. So clearly, we only need to sell 1 deal to cover our losses. So it made complete sense. But that's through clarity of understanding your figures. Morning. So understanding your figures is really, really important when you commit to a fixed overhead, because it is a fixed overhead. It's a full-time position because we've got the volume of work. Now it is a kind of a temporary probationary period that we're running this for at the moment, to assess whether this individual is a good fit for our business and we're a good fit for them. But that will run its course, and we'll be able to make that decision in a couple of months down the road. But we've made that jump, so a big step there, which hopefully will result in far more efficiency in the delivery side of the business. So So yes, that's pretty much a lot of work has gone into the processes and back-end systems. I've had to revamp them all again, which is all standard stuff until you get it right. And it worked before, but it was very clunky. This is the second iteration of processes and systems that should be finished by next week. It's going to be far more streamlined and far more automated, so I'm really excited to see how that kind of performs. We then move on to Property Empire Builder, which is the education business, and our 2 Squared Academy. We're down to about 155 active subscriptions now. So we had a big drop. We were up at 175s, but we expected that. I said that I'd expect a 25% drop off because we got people in on a £1 trial month offer. But to still have 155 is pretty positive, and the revenue's now starting to come in. So we're early into the month, and I think we've taken just over £3,000. We're expecting somewhere in the region of kind of £7,000 by the end of the month when everybody's paid on whatever payment schedule they're on. So we're kind of going through the payment side of things, how we resolve non-payments and that side of thing at the moment. But overall, it's positive, and we're still getting, on average, 1 new subscriber every day, which is amazing. And we're just setting up to do another webinar launch at the end of the month. So we're going to hopefully bring in some more subscribers, and we're changing the model slightly. So it's going to be £1 in for the first 2 weeks, and then £50 a month. So a month was very generous in terms of how long we've given. So it's going to be a 2-week trial for £1, and then if they like what they see, then they'll stay on the £50 a month program. So again, I think positive, nothing negative there. And in fact, we've got another webinar, and the beauty of it is the first webinar we launched, where I talked about it, we crammed everything into 10 days. We've got a month to prepare, best part of a month to prepare for this. We've got all of the templates and everything in place in the funnel already, so that's done. So now it's predominantly working on collaborations on who we can cross promote with to try and get extra reach. So a much different position to we were when we promoted the first one. So again, exciting to see how that kind of pans out at the end of the month. We move on to the property business. This has been a bit of a downer, I'll be honest with you. The property business is stable, same old, brings in the same money every month, which is great. There's a few voids that we're trying to get filled, and it hasn't progressed because we're transitioning the person who used to run the property business, who's moving into the social media agency, and we brought somebody new in who's getting everything handed over to them at the moment. So we're in a transitional phase, but it's going smoothly from that regard. The negative is the block of flats we finance has hit another stumbling block. The lender calculated the loan value based on unencumbered properties that we added to the mix, but the properties that we've added to the mix to get the loan value up is have mortgage balances on. So that means the actual net figure we're going to get has reduced by about 150 grand. Now we can make that up in further advances elsewhere so that we can raise the money we need, but you don't want that at the 11th hour. So we're working that through at the moment. It's just another up and down with this block of flats, which has caused me nothing but hassle over the last 3 years. We've got the lease with the government-backed agency being signed a week Tuesday, so that's really positive. But I just want to get all the refinancing side of it boxed off before we actually sign. So yeah, a negative week on the block of flats on the property business because it's taken up so much of my time. We are buying another property, and that's going through conveyancing at the moment, so that's just going to come into our portfolio, and it'll be operated as our 2 Squared strategy. So that's I suppose a positive, but that's just chugging along at the moment. We're trying to get it through before stamp duty hikes. So that's the property business. The social media content repurposing agency linked with the Runpreneur vlog. We're embedding the processes for the podcast and the blog this week, so that will start to go live. We're not going to let this person go past. It's not going to be launched yet because we're going to do a proper launch for both. Not necessarily the blog, but we'll be a launch for the podcast a bit later in the year, so we'll be stacking up the episodes in advance, but that will be integrated into the system this week in first iteration, so there'll be some tweaking we need to do, but that's really exciting to kind of do. And with the blog, there'll be an email that goes out to subscribers explaining the new episode every day, so hopefully that will build some traction as well, which is going to be cool. So that's going really nicely. We're now working on the client onboarding process for when we launch the agency in early April. So we'll be testing it in March. The onboarding process is going to be drawn out this month. So we're getting ready for launch, where we'll be taking 5 clients on to begin with, which is cool, but we'll be beta testing one of the partners first to just check everything kind of works as it should. But that's exciting for the beginning of the next financial year. So there's been some big progress forward on that, which is cool. So watch this space. We've also done a marketing campaign calendar, or started to build that out, because what we've found is that we're very reactive with our marketing strategy. Let's have an idea, let's go for that. Whereas now we're going to map a year ahead. What are the campaigns we're going to run every month? And they'll be for different businesses, for different things. And it just means the marketing team have a real structure to what we're promoting and when we're doing it. So that's really positive as well. So yeah, really positive for the vlog and the social media agency. The other thing we've done is we're working on our Dream 100 list to see who we can collaborate with, and we're building it out at the moment. So when we do launch, we'll hopefully have a big network of collaborators we can work with to get extra reach. So that's pretty cool. Excited to see how that kind of goes. And then we've got kind of the rent-to-rent deals that we've got in Property Empire Holdings. We're just lining tenants up at the moment for those. So that's cool, and we're getting new opportunities to come to the table through our academy, which is pretty cool. And the construction and maintenance business, like I say, we've just taken on somebody who's going to be fully involved in that full time with the existing resource. So we'll see how that pans out, but we'll be looking to start making profit from that business early in the new financial year. So well, I kind of summarise it all. Just going past this individual. Oh yeah, it's been positive. Big down, big negative is the refinance of the block of flats, but the positives are we've taken on a new member of staff in Property Empire Investments, who's going to make a huge difference to the project management side of things, which is cool. The processing systems are being tweaked and iterated. We're online with projections, which is cool. Property Empire Builder, money's starting to come in now, which is great from our existing subscribers, and we're doing another launch at the end of the month. The content repurposing agency, we're just doing the client onboarding, really gearing up to beta testing next month, and then launch in early April. So really exciting, and the blog and the podcast is going to be launched imminently. So really excited about the stuff that's going on. Property Empire Holdings and construction maintenance are very early stages, so I'll update you more on those as we go. But overall, positive week. So when I talk through it, happy with where we are. So that's a good place to be. So as always, if you have any questions on this stuff, drop me a comment and I'll respond to everyone. If there's a bigger question, I'll do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. If this isn't relevant to you, just unfollow me on your social feeds. You don't have to unfriend, but unfollow me will stop me sending this information to your personal feeds. But before you do that, please check out the Runpreneur YouTube channel, whereby all of my episodes are catalogued nice and neatly by playlist. So I do a different topic every day of the week. So just because today's is irrelevant, tomorrow or the day after might be super relevant. So do check that out, and you can see content that's very relevant to you very, very easily in the channel. Check out my bio as well, the link in my bio, which is where I'm starting to host free resources. I'm building these out over the coming few months, and we've got our first one, which is our 70-step process to our content repurposing strategy. It's exactly what we're going to be doing for clients. So if you want to see the steps we go through and you want to do it yourself, completely free resource, go check it out. It's attached to the link in my bio. So that's it for me. All left to say is that the Runpreneur vlog was set up to help entrepreneurs, business owners overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise, or in my case running, as a release valve, a release mechanism to kind of relieve the daily frequent pressures that in form of stress, to kind of maintain clarity and focus on what you're doing and remain in control, not feel overwhelmed, and move on to bigger and better things. If you don't have these release mechanisms in place, the stress will build and build and build like pressure in a pipe. It will build and it will turn into overwhelm. Once overwhelm starts kicking in, you start worrying, you start panicking. That's where anxiety kicks in, and inevitably then something breaks. So in the case where the pressure builds up, the pipe bursts, and one of two things happens. You, as the entrepreneur, will have a mental breakdown, or your business will break down. And unfortunately, either or is often terminal to the likelihood of your business lasting the test of time. So I've been there. I've lost countless businesses because of my inability to manage these emotions. I've lost multiple business partners because of it. and I've almost been bankrupt because of it. So I've been to the darkest depths of entrepreneurship, and it is a horrible, horrible place. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, which is why I set this vlog up. I'm so passionate about it, because I feel I've now got something in my life that really helps. And as a result, you know, since I've been in the vlog for the last, well, I started in June, beginning of June, so I've been doing it for kind of 8 months or so, and there's no coincidence that I've made more progress in that period than I've made in the previous 3, maybe even 4 years. So that's not a coincidence. This stuff works, and my pledge to you is, if you are someone who's struggling with this, drop me a message, okay? There's no catch here. I'm not selling you anything at all. This has always been about value, and I'll jump on a call and I'll try and give you a few steps that you can implement into your routine in your life on a daily or weekly basis or whatever period, and hopefully get you to manage these emotions more effectively and get you back on the right path. Many of you have already done this and have made big inroads, so don't be someone who's too stubborn. Reach out, because the help is there. So that's it now. All I have to say is, if you like this episode, please give it a like, a comment and a subscribe. If you want to see more similar content, please check out the playlist link on my YouTube channel, where you can binge watch similar content. And all that's left to say is always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.